Hello everyone, my name is Jamie Davison and welcome back to a very different video today. Why do I say different, you may ask? Well, usually in a video I would either be reviewing a show, a movie, or making a crossover picture, but instead we're actually going to do the history of my favorite show of all time called Brum. Yup. That's what we are going to explain for the history today. Now, just before I begin with this video was inspired by Logan Mackey 2. So Logan Mackey 2, if you're watching this video, mate, shout out goes to you. So anyways, let's get started. So, Brum first appeared on a television program called The Secret Life of Machines. And as you can see, this is actually Brum's prototype model. And as you can see, he looks really realistic. And he soon drives to Rex Garrett, which is actually his owner, by the way, and Rex explains how he made the car, which I think is really smart. I mean, a big RC car just for a television program? That's pretty surprising. Also, guys, I know you may not agree with this, but am I the only one thinking that the Brum prototype model was originally going to be Brum's design? I actually think of that. But I think the creators of Ragdoll disagreed with that, because I think the people who are watching the show thinking that Brum was meant to be as realistically as possible, and which Brum isn't really meant to be as realistically as possible. So I think that's why they changed his design to make him more, say, kid-friendly. But hey, at least they didn't change his design to be completely unrealistic, right? Okay, now let's talk about more stuff that are more canon to the series. So, Brum first drove up onto our screens on the 26th of September 1991 on the BBC Children's Channel, which was soon renamed CBBC. The first episode of the series was called Rescue, where Brum went to the top of a big building to save a girl's doll, and you know the rest, don't you? But anyway, in total, there were 13 episodes of the first season. The first season completed its run on the 26th of December 1991, on Boxing Day. It would later be released onto VHS, and some episodes were even adapted into books. Wow! But that still wasn't the end for our little hero, because in 1994, Brum returned for a second run of episodes, with this also aired on the new CBBC channel. The first episode of the entire series was called Brum and the Helicopter, when Brum took the hair off the sky to save his friend the Lollipop Lady, and then I should really stop doing this. You all know what happens, don't you? But what I can say is that in total, there were another 13 episodes of the second season. The second season completed its run on the 29th of December 1994. It would also be released onto VHS, and would also later on get a magazine. Wow. But this is when all Brum fans thought that our little hero will never come back. That was until 2001, and to celebrate Brum's 10th anniversary, well, it was getting close to it anyway, he returned with a brand new series, which was also a rebrand. But however, the show did go over a lot of changes such as music and narration. Toy Wilcox, who actually narrated the first 2 seasons by the way, was replaced by 2 kid narrators, also known as Tom Wright and Sarah Witchell. Another thing that had changed is that Brum gained a lot of superpowers. These include flight, being able to swim underwater, and somehow making his starting handle attached to a rope. Anyway, and defying physics! And that's why you should always take care of your stuff, kids. But anyway, the first episode of the end of season 3 was called Brum and the Airport Adventure, where Brum is trying to stop some baddies from stealing some gold, and I should really stop doing this. You all know what happened. But what can I say? For the third time in a row, there has only been 66 episodes of the third season. But sadly, on the 4th of November 2002, Brum sadly drove off our screens for the final time. But that was okay though. It still did release onto VHS and DVD. It had some book adaptations, and it would also be reran on the CBeebies channel until 2012. It seemed that the little car showed its days were over. That was until 2016, to celebrate his 25th anniversary, where Brum was finally back on our screens. Well, for YouTube screens at least. In this fully CGI animated series. And now I have to say that this is terrible. I mean, it reminds me of Little Baby Bum. I mean, just look at it. The animation is lazy, the characters are lazy, everything is lazy. And this is a terrible way to celebrate Brum's 25th anniversary. But if you think you've seen the worst, wait until you look at this. In 2017, a year after this CGI series was made, Brum returned with a brand new series called Brum and Friends, which is even worse than its predecessor. I mean, at least the CGI series kept Brum's original model and made him look like his original model, but here, Brum doesn't look like him at all. But, luckily, following that same year, we got an amazing fan-made series, which is by The New Storyteller, who made his own Brum series called Brum Australia, which is about Brum living his life in Australia, as well as meeting some new friends along the way. Anyways, the first episode was called Brum and the Bible Book, which actually has a flashback of Mike, who is the museum owner by the way, opening up the museum after living in Australia. Fast forward to today, our hero has moved to Tasmania, where in part 2, he was chased by Mike's parents and his younger brother, which of course they were arrested by the police, and which Brum found a new home. In total, there were 9 seasons of Brum Australia. We also had some old episodes, but I kind of prefer the main series, which are the new ones, because it has much better quality. Also, at the time of recording this video, Brum Australia has completed its run so far in 2023. But that still wouldn't be the last fan-made Brum series, because in 2019, a YouTuber named MickeyFan1909 made another Brum fan-made series, which is Lego Brum, which is just as good as Brum Australia. I don't even know where to start with this. This series does so many things right, it's hard to find which episode is the best. Well, as always, let's just start with the first one. The first episode of the entire series was called 1 Month Later, where Brum and his friends go to Rex Garrett's funeral, which of course Brum is absolutely heartbroken and decides to run away. 99% of crime has been happening, and there's only one thing to do. Brum has to come back, and for heaven's sake, you all know what happens! But what I can say is, in the episode Big City Visit, who should be voicing Grampus the Submarine? I'll play you this clip to see what you think.
Oops, sorry, I didn't see you there.
That's alright. What's your name anyway?
You guessed it. It's the new storyteller. Isn't it surprising how MickeyFan1909 managed to get him into the cast? Also, at the time this video is recorded, there hasn't been any episode released yet. So far, there are only about 5. But Mickey51909 says once he thinks of ideas, he will release more, which I'm really excited to see. And can you believe we're not even done yet? No. We have yet to talk about one more fan-made Brum series. In 2023, the year we lost the coronavirus, a YouTuber, which is myself, gave the Brum fans a great masterpiece. And what was that series? Well, drum roll please. The last Brum fan-made series we're going to talk about is... Yep, we are going to talk about my own Brum series called Brum Big Town Adventures. So yeah, this is another continuation of the original series. It's my version actually. It takes place after Brum Season 3. Well, at the end of Season 3 of course. And yeah, Brum just goes on new adventures and learning about new stuff about Big Town. The first episode of the series was called Brum Goes to the Park. Despite it having no dialogue, it's still a great and relaxing thing to watch. Hearing the sound effects in the background, seeing Brum driving through the countryside in the park, and that beautiful sunset ending was pretty beautiful. So yeah, Brum Big Town Adventures is really great to watch. And I want to know what's your favourite episode. I'm interested to hear them. And that's where Brum's story ends so far. But honestly, after watching Brum ever since 2019, I never knew that he would be this popular. I mean, a sentient yellow car is maybe simple, but creative at the same time. And what better way to end this video off is with a little bit of nostalgia.